Shabbat Shalom, Yasharallah. Hope everyone is well. On this fine Shabbat day, I wanted to go back and read some scripture. Who wouldn't? And when I was thinking about what I was going to read, I recalled the time not too long ago, midsummer, I think, which is too long ago, actually. Let me rephrase that. I was given, back in that time, a clear vision of what it is I need to be learning and relaying with y'all. And that is, what are we going to do when we get to those gates? And if you don't know where those gates are, you might want to go back through some of my content or more importantly, go back through the word and read it in its context, what it says. And you'll see that it's not where you've been told. If you're on the same continent I am, you'll be happy to find out that you're already there. I remember when I was given that clear instruction, I came to chapter 44. We'll read a couple of these verses, but context, baby. We're going to go back to verse 1, take it from the top. We don't call the shots, and we know who does. Before I do, though, I want to let you know, my beats aren't perfect. No, they're not. And I'm sure there's way too many rookie mistakes. But it's not about perfection, like we already obtain it. No, we're here because we strive for it. And if I put someone else's music on there, which I still will put Dawood because it gives all esteem to Abba Yahuwah. If I put someone else's on there, then that's them making music unto Abba Yahuwah. And this is about us, the little guys, making music, pouring out your heart unto Abba Yahuwah. Comprende? But you can see the names in these on these beats, like Hekal Vision, which is exactly what I've been given and what I'm going to dive into tonight. I'm going to read a few verses. I'm going to read a few of these from 44, then we're going to go back, take it from the top. We'll get as far as we can. We'll come back, Abba willing, ASAP. Verse 1, 44. And he brought me back to the outer gate of the set-apart place, which faces east, and it is shut. We need to take notes of all clues given. We need to turn our ears on, put our Berean boots strapped up on, and understand we need to know these things. Every word is necessary. Verse 2, and Yahuwah said to me, this gate is shut. It is not opened, and no one enters it, because the Most High, Yahuwah, our wonderful creator of Yasharallah, has entered by it, and it shall be shut. The prince, as prince, he sits in it to eat bread before Yahuwah, coming in by way of the porch of the gate and going out the same way. And he brought me by way of the north gate to the front of the house, and I looked and saw the esteem of Yahuwah filled the house of Yahuwah, and I fell on my face. That's why we're going to go back and take it from the top, because if you aren't already used to it, you better get to practicing laying face down. giving all praise, all honor, all glory, and all esteem to Abba, Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator. Don't get none of it twisted. Verse 1, chapter 1. And it came to be in the 13th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th of the new moon, as I was among the exiles by the river Kabar, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of the Most High. On the 5th of the new moon, in the 5th year of sovereign Jehoiakim's, is what you would read in your, probably your KJV, and Jehoiakim's king's exile. Verse 3, the word of Yahuwah came expressly to Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Kasdim by the river. No, that's not Buzi Badass. By the river Kabar. And the hand of Yahuwah came upon him there, and I looked, and I saw a whirlwind coming out of the north, a great cloud with fire flashing itself, and brightness was all around it. And out of the midst, like glowing metal, out of the midst of the fire, and out of the midst of it came what looked like 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and each one had 4 faces, and each one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet were like the soles of calves' feet, of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the appearance of polished bronze. And under their wings on their 4 sides were the hands of a man, and each of the 4 had faces and wings. Their wings touched one another. They did not turn when they went, but each one went straight forward. And the likeness of their faces, the faces of a man, and each of the 4 had the face of a lion on the right side, face of an ox on the left, and an eagle. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread upward. 2 of each touched one another, and 2 covered their bodies. Each one went straight forward, going wherever the Spirit was to go, and they did not turn when they went, like on a swivel. And the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of torches, moving back and forth among the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went lightning, and the living creatures ran back and forth like the appearance of a flash of lightning. And I looked at the living creatures, and saw a wheel on the earth beside each living creature with its 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their works was like the appearance of beryl, and all 4 had the same form. The appearance of their works was, as it were, a wheel in the middle of a wheel. None of this is making sense, I'm sure, right now, but that's why we're here. It will, Abba willing. Roll your sleeves up. Let's get to work. Let's go. We're at a time in history, his story, where I'm safe to say, I feel safe saying that anyone who's willing, go ahead and tell the class, now's not the time for playing around. We will find understanding and knowledge in Abba's word, because that's where it's found, and that's where we are doing our due diligence, seeking it. When they went in any one of 4 directions. They did not turn aside when they went. And their rims were high and awesome, and their rims were covered with eyes all around the 4 of them. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit was to go, they went, because there the Spirit went, and the wheels were lifted all together with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Really. When those went, these went. When those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up together with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Had some pretty nice wheels, didn't he? And a likeness was over the heads of the living creatures, an expanse like the appearance of an awesome crystal stretched out over their heads. And under the expanse, their wings were straight one toward another. Each one had two which covered one side, and each had two which covered the other side of the body. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings like the noise of many waters, like the voice of the Almighty, a tumult, like the noise of an army. And when they stood still, they let down their wings. And a voice came from above them, above the expanse that was over their heads. When they stood, they dropped their wings. And above the expanse over their heads was the likeness of a throne. You face down? In appearance like a sapphire stone, and on the likeness of the throne was a likeness as the appearance of a man high above it. And from the appearance of his waist and upward, I saw what looked like glowing metal with the appearance of fire all around within it. And from the appearance of his waist downward, I saw what looked like fire and brightness all around, as the appearance of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day. So was the appearance of the brightness all around it. This was the appearance of the likeness of the esteem of Yahuwah. And when I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard a voice of one speaking. And he said to me, Son of man, stand on your feet so that I speak to you. And the Spirit entered into me when he spoke to me and set me on my feet, and I heard him who was speaking to me. And he said to me, Son of man, I am sending you to the children of Yasharal, to a nation of rebels who have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me until this day. And the children are stiff of face and hard of heart, to whom I am sending you. And you shall say to them, This is what the Master Yahuwah said. And they, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are a rebellious house, shall know that a prophet has been in their midst. And you, Son of man, do not be afraid of them, nor be afraid of their words. Though thistles and thorns are with you, and you dwell among scorpions, do not be afraid of their words, or discouraged by their looks, for they are a rebellious house. And you shall speak my words to them, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are rebellious. And you, Son of man, hear what I am speaking to you. Do not be rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat what I am giving you. And I looked and saw a hand stretched out to me. And see, a scroll of a book was in it. And he spread it before me, and it was written on the inside and on the outside. And written on it were lamentations and mourning and a woe. Chapter 3. Oops. We'll stop at chapter 3. We'll come back and continue. All of y'all, do your due diligence. Go back through. Look through the first 2 chapters. Even though it seems like there's probably no significance to you, there is. And we must do our due diligence. Put the work in. So we show ourselves approved. You'll see within this book that the vision, that what this sealed up book is all about, is finding the set apart place, the Hekal, and you'll see that we must set our vision, our focus, our hearts onto it. You can try and fight the law all you want. I knew a guy once, sang a song that said he fought the law, but the law won. You won't win. Peace out. Shabbat Shalom. These out.